The truth is, with respect to money allocated to the power sector, we can never have enough allocated to the power sector. And this is going by the precedents that the former Minister of Power had set when he asked for quite a large sum of money, which the government could also not provide for the revival of the power sector. But there are still certain things that we can do as a country in terms of ensuring that we target critical sectors of the industry. And for us, what we believe is that the critical infrastructure segments that needed to be funded going into 2021 are really around the transmission access, which the government has planned for. If we see the details of the budget, we would know how much of it would bring megawatts of expansion to the transmission sector in 2021. However, there's a lot of stranded power that we need to evacuate, which I believe the government has actually planned very well for in the 2021 budget. Together with this transmission expansion is a distribution expansion plan, which is likely supposed to be driven by the private sector, but the federal government has also put it upon itself to fast track that, and there will be need to actually discuss the modalities of repaying the federal government, because these investments are supposed to be largely driven by the distribution companies. In our own view, one of the things that government has focused on in 2021 budget is really the hydropower projects. For us, these are low-cost generation projects and will contribute to giving us a steady load base and reduce the potpourri of costs in the power sector. Because when you generate through hydro, you're actually lowering the cost of power generation. What we have also seen as part of the efforts of the government, which is also commendable, is the continuous effort to bridge the electrification gap by the continued investment in the rural area under the NEP program. And this is quite good because we begin to bridge and reduce the electricity access gap. For me, what we have not seen critically in this 2021 budget is the deliberate effort by government to actually bridge the perennial problem in the sector, which is around the metering gap. In the power sector recovery plan, the federal government is supposed to embark on a nationwide metering plan, which they've rolled out the plan under the NNMP, which is the National Mass Metering Program, to roll out 6 million meters. But we didn't see the details of that 150 billion allocated for the PSRP, specifically targeted at the metering plan. There is need for us to have clarity as to what that 150 billion is targeted, and metering has to be at the heart and center of it. For us, what we think the government needs to focus on with respect to infrastructure in the power sector going into 2021 and beyond is for us to begin to target everything that lowers the cost of producing power and the cost of providing power to the individuals. Based on the MITO 2020, the cost of power is supposed to reduce going into the subsequent years. We believe that when we develop infrastructure around transmission and generation and target it at the industrial clusters and industrial parks, these are the kinds of things that would make our goods and services become more competitive in the global landscape. And these are the things we should focus our efforts on as a government. Other supporting infrastructure, such as the roads and the transportation network to support the movement of goods and services from those industrial parks, are also critical, and we should start thinking about an integrated plan to actually make sure that the investments we've made in power are not lost because of the ancillary infrastructure that need to be put in place.